Warren Moon with us. Warren, you're one of the most important Oilers in team history, Houston Oilers specifically, because there was a couple of years in Tennessee. And I need you to do me a favor, okay? Because last year, there was a moment where the Tennessee Titans decided, hey, we're going to show everybody that we have all the Oilers colors and we have the Oilers history. And I'm sorry, it does not belong to Tennessee. There should be something done here where, first off, the Oiler history comes back to Houston so that you guys actually get the reception y'all deserve for your great years here in Houston. The Love You Blue guys, your teams as well. How do we get the Oilers history back to Houston and away from Tennessee? You got to help me out here.
Paul feels very passionate about this.
That's a great question, but I think all that history is owned by the Adams family, and Amy Adams is the one that's the owner now, and that's the reason why she decided to have our reunion in Nashville last year, and it was a great reunion. We had about 90 guys showed up for that reunion, where over the last 10 or 12 years or something, the city of Houston really hadn't done anything as far as reaching out to bring any of the players back. So that's where this whole thing lands, and again, that's where my history is. All my history with the Houston Oilers is now with the Tennessee Titans. My number is retired in Tennessee, where I've never played a game. So it's a weird existence.
It is so
There's
weird.
No question about it. But that's kind of the way it is right now. When big business like this moves from one city to another, all that history goes with it.
And Amy deserves a lot of credit for holding that reunion, because I think the Texans have been a little bit stubborn and like saying, "Oh, well, we're not going to acknowledge our ex," or something like that. But Warren, you and guys like Robert Brazil and all these great players in Oilers history, they deserve to be brought out at midfield and be like, "Hey, you guys played for this city. You're going to get a standing ovation," because it's got to be weird in Tennessee where some people like know, "Oh yeah, that's Warren Moon," but like I never watched him play in front of me.
You're right, and when I was having my number retired there, and I was going through the ceremony at halftime, I'm saying thank you to a crowd of people that I've really never played in front of. So it was really weird, but again, the Houston Texans are not responsible for the Houston Oilers. They're not responsible for making sure our legacy lives on. The Houston Texans, the Tennessee Titans I think that's their responsibility, and that's what Amy has stepped up to do. It's too bad it's like that, because there's a lot of players that only played for the Houston Texans in their career. I have other places that I played where I have some identity, but for the guys who only played in Houston, that's their only identity. So at least somebody's reaching out to say, hey, this is where you can come and have an alumni weekend. This is where you can come and feel like you're a part of an organization again. And I'm glad that Amy's reached out to do that.
Yeah, well, I know a lot of people would love to see something like that done here in Houston. Only time will tell.